Welcome. Scott here. Here is a quick boss guide for the upcoming story chapter, Act 4 Chapter 1 Part 2 Dining Dialogue, which marks the debut of a new character, Quina from Final Fantasy IX. The event synergy units are Quina, Xande, Raijin, Kam'lanaut, Edward and Seifer. Quina's kit will be making its debut with its FR, Burst, and FR Echo boards. Kam'lanaut will be the accompanying FRBT unit for the banner. Unfortunately, he doesn't get any FR Echo upgrades. For this fight, we will be fighting 2 Scale Toad, which has 175 million HP each. The turn requirement is 50. The HP requirements is 5000. Before I continue further, here is a small disclaimer clause for the video. The guide is written based on the time that the event was released for the Japanese version. Please do note that it is possible that the boss fight mechanics might differ when the actual event is released in global. Like most other Shinryu fights, the boss gains increased brave damage and gain resistances at start of the fight and 79% HP threshold. Bringing a support like Lunafreya, Charlotta, Aerith, Ramza, Yuna, Iroha, Pernello, Garnet, Sarah, or Selpha that grants damage boosting aura will make your fight easier. As the boss gains substantial boost to their defenses with the auras, it is important to inflict debuffs that lower their defenses. On the screen I have listed down the key utility that you can consider when forming your party for this fight. To deal force weakness, you need to break the boss with a magic FR ability. Other than Quina, magic FR units are Ruby Conte, Sid Rains, Strago, Neon, Sarah, Cloud of Darkness, Garnet, Terra, and Rinoa. Do note that only Quina and Strago has rebreak utility. To deal force weakness for other magic FR units, the boss needs to be unbroken when using the FR. The boss will constantly gain massive brave and 3 framed buffs at the following HP thresholds: start of the fight, 79%, 59%, 39%, and lastly the 19% HP threshold. Among the framed buffs, one of them will give the boss 100% brave damage resistances. While the buffs are up, the boss will gain an aura to give themselves a 3% HP regen. To remove the buffs, you can either dispel it or break them. For dispellers, you can consider the following units: Sid Rains, Ferris, Seymour and Beatrix. Non-FR units with dispel utility are Vanille, Arcela and Jelcat. There are also units with limited dispel utility like Sarah and Cloud. Likewise, you can also make a unit with E-Sphere having dispel utility with the Vanille Sphere equipped. To ensure you can break the bosses, you can bring instant break units like Dorgan, Arthan, Strago, Gabrinth, Jack Garland, or gravity shaving them with gravity units like Pernello, Edward, Charlotta, Selpha, Maria, Ultimecia etc. Maria is a nice budget option if you have her LD. For instant break non-FR options, you can consider Chaos, Kate Sith, Noelle, Trey, and Ramza. You can also control their brave with brave control mechanics like freeze with Setzer or Cater. Karasame and Ash BT have freeze aura effects which make your tasks of breaking the bosses a lot easier. You can also totally shut down the boss with buff negation tactics by using Aerith Seal Evil debuff or activating one of the following 2 BT auras, Ash or Vincent. You can bypass weapon resistances and brave resistances mechanics present in this fight with brave gains utility auras like Charlotta BT, Fusoya, Kate Sith, or Elisai. Units with brave cap damage like Setzer, Core, Neon and Jegran also works wonders here. If you do not have chance to shave their brave in time, turn disable are also useful here with Edward, Kam'lanaut, Fusoya, Cloud, Ash, Agrias etc. Now, you may be wondering why I did not mention Quina at all. The reason is because Quina has a busted BT aura that allows it to bypass HP damage resistance. If you do 1 brave hits to the boss, you will do HP damage as if your brave damage is capped. When the frog levels are at level 10, Quina also gain access to brave cap damage or rainbow brave damage. If you do not intend to pull for Quina, you can bring Ruby Conte or deploy a Sid Rains rushdown team to easy carry Quina for the event tickets. As we are no longer have Lufania plus fights, the boss guide will be focused primarily on Shinryu fights. In Shinryu, you need to understand the effects gained by the boss as the force gauge build up, its force ability and its force time effect. If you don't bring any force chargers, it is highly certain that the boss force gauge will build up faster than yours. To have a better understanding on the basics of the force gauge mechanics and Shinryu fights, I have done a video explaining the mechanics. I have included the link to the video under the comments and video description for your quick reference. Throughout the fight, the boss has a permanent force gauge properties that raises the charging rate of its force ability by 4% when your party acts. It will lower your party attack, defense, and speed by 10%. When the force gauge is 50% and above, the boss will further lower your party attack, defense, and speed by 30%. The boss force gauge will build up faster as its HP is lowered. You can refer to the table on the screen for the percentages. At the 100% threshold, the boss will use Pressure Plus. Pressure Plus is a reset break status, AoE Brave Plus guaranteed hit HP attack. It will also allow the boss gain Brave based on 100% of Brave damage that it dealt and heals back its HP by the 100% of the HP damage dealt. Upon using the force ability, the boss will enter into its force time where the gauge will start to emit a red hue with a counter of 20 on its gauge. When the force time is activated, the boss will gain the following enhancements. Your party can't grant buffs and the boss party will raises its Brave damage resistance by another 100%. The force time effects is very nasty if you don't have FR utility that can cancel it. To deal force weakness on the boss which cancel the boss force time, you need to break the boss with a magic FR. Magic FR that comes with rebreak utility is Quina and Strago. As the boss has strong Brave damage resistances, you can easily bypass it with Neon Brave cap damage. Likewise, you can make use of Brave control utility to make the boss easier to break with freeze debuffs like Setzer Freeze Joker or Cater LDCA. The recent BT unit Kurasame has Brave Freeze when his BT aura is activated. Now let's go through the key mechanics of the fight. This fight is actually a simple one. Throughout the course of the battle, the boss will activate grant buffs phase at the following HP thresholds: start of the fight, 79%, 59%, 39%, 19%. Upon trigger it, the boss gains massive Brave that equates to 100% of its max Brave. It will grant the following framed buffs for 10 turns, a 100% Brave damage resistance buff, 50% defense up buff and 50% speed up buff. The boss will also gain 3% HP Regen Aura which restores 5.25 million HP per turn when the boss acts. To remove the effect, you can either dispel them or break the boss. If you have limited dispel utility in your team comp, it is your best interest to try to get both bosses' HP down at the same time. Examples of AoE dispelling LDCA are Vanille Base Call, Beatrix LDCA, Seymour LDCA, Ferris Base Call or the Diablo's Summon. After the initial dispelling, you can also block the boss buff slots with 8 frame debuffs to prevent the boss from buffing themselves. But this won't cancel the HP Regen Aura until you inflict break on them. You can also prevent the buff from gaining buffs with buff negation utility like Aretha Seal Evil, Vincent or Ash BT Aura. If you don't have dispel utility, you can also break them with instant break utility LDCA like Strago LDCA, Chaos LDCA, Noel Calls, Jet LDCA, Kate Sith LDCA or Type 0 Jack LDCA. If you are doing rush down strategy, just apply Setzer Freeze debuff, block all buff slots with frame debuffs or apply buff negation utility and delay, launch and break delay them. Do note that freezing their Brave gains is important as the boss can trigger this mechanic, grant buffs even while you are in your summon or burst phase. Now let's cover a bit on the boss basic mechanics. The boss will rotate between Breath ++ and Brave Attack+. When it is targeting all, be prepared for an incoming Breath ++ HP attack. Breath plus plus is a Brave gain followed by an AoE Brave plus guaranteed hit HP attack. Upon using the attack, it will gain an aura that raises its resistance against melee and ranged Brave damage by 50% for 2 turns. To ensure you are hitting normal damage, you can inflict weapon resistance down, bring magic units or make use of elemental enchant and imperil. When it is targeting a single target, it will be using the Brave attack plus where the boss will deal a single melee Brave attack. With this, I have covered all that you need to know for the fight. Now let's proceed for a quick overview on Quina's kit. Before I end the guide, let's cover on the new unit on the banner, Quina. As Quina is new to the roster, let me briefly explain its mechanics. Quina is a magic unit with an overhead frogs captured mechanic. The frog stacks will build up by 1 when either Quina takes a turn, uses its S1 or when Quina inflicts a break on the boss. At max or 10 stacks, Quina will gain 40% up on its attack and max Brave. It will raise its initial Brave by 100% and gains HP damage up 30%. Quina will also deal Brave cap damage or rainbow for its own Brave hits. It will also provide an assortment of auras that raises your party attack, max Brave, initial Brave, critical Brave damage and Brave regen. Its S1 eat will causes Quina gain Brave followed by single target Brave plus HP attack that is executed 4 times with 50% splash and grants party Brave after its HP attack. It will also increase the frog stack by 1. It will grant its basic framed buff, I want to eat more, which raises its max Brave and attack by 20% while applying an aura that reduces the enemy attack by 20. When its BT aura is active, Eat will be transformed into Cook, which is same as Eat except it has 12 HP attacks instead of 4. Its S2 Frog Drop is another Brave gain, AoE Brave plus split HP damage executed 3 times. It will be upgraded to Frog Drop Plus when its frog captured stacks is at 10, where the split HP damage will be upgraded to 6 times instead. Its EX Limit Glove will unbreak all targets followed by AoE Brave plus HP attack that is executed 7 times and battery the party by the HP damage dealt. Regardless of the frog stacks, this ability always deal Brave cap damage or rainbow. The EX ability will grant Quina its second framed buff, High Tide, where it allows Quina to always retain 30% Brave of its HP attacks and grants the following aura to the party: Brave Regen that scales off max Brave, stolen and gained max Brave overflow, Brave damage and HP damage up and raises the EX recast gauge. Pair the aura with Selfa's aura buff, you can make a unit with normal recast EX to spam his or her EX after 2 skills uses. Its LD command, Mustard Bomb, is another AoE Brave plus full HP attack executed 3 times. The ability will recover 1 ability use of Eat and inflicts its Heat Frame debuff for 6 turns on all targets. Heat Frame debuff is a trap debuff that offers HP damage up by 20% and triggers Heat Trap attack, which is an ignore defense Brave plus HP attack and battery the party Brave by 30% of the HP damage dealt. Upon activating its FR, you will Brave battery for the party off 200% off Quina's attack stats, reset the boss break status followed by an AoE Brave plus HP attack. While the force time is active, the party will gain 50% Brave damage and Brave damage cap up. Before I continue with its burst, let's briefly go through its force time conditions. 1. Deal 9,999 Brave damage with a Brave hit will uptick this condition by 30%. Basically, any unit that are equipped with Lavania armor and there are no Brave damage resistances, you shouldn't have issue in meeting this condition. It is best to bring a support unit that boosts Brave damage. 2. The force time bonus is based on active frogs captured is 4% per frog. You can capture up to 10 frogs, which translate to a maximum 40% HP damage bonus for this condition. 1 frog will be captured when Quina uses its S1. Takes a turn or inflict a break. To build up the force time, you need Quina to do so. The effect will benefit every party member. So ideally, if you want to activate this FR when Quina is at max stacks. Overall, Quina's FR condition is generic. The first condition could be hard to meet in heavy brave damage resistance fights, but you should be able to fulfill if you set up your team comp correctly. Let us cover on the most busted part of Quina's kit, the burst aura. The BT will grant a one-of-its-kind auras. It will raise max brave cap by 30% and party brave gain by 50%. It will trigger a special condition: your party will always deal max brave cap damage regardless of your brave hits. Unfortunately, this potent BT aura lasts for only 5 turns. Let us say if your max brave cap is 9999. Normally, you do 1 brave hits, you will do 1 HP damage. With this condition, even if you doing 1 brave hits, you will do 9999 HP damage. So, you can see that why Quina is so hyped by JP players. This BT aura is terrific for handling HP gate mechanics like the Hell House's durability buff in the recent fight that we have encountered. So, if I miss out on Quina, am I doomed? The answer is no. There are still JP players who did not get Quina still playing the game and clearing content as they come. In short, Quina just makes the run easier. In fact, you can do budget, but very time-consuming run involving Quina and Ultimecia. This is a better, more time-efficient variant of Itaroth combo. But you still need to be mindful of the boss mechanics. If the boss has threshold attacks, you can bring HP damage mitigation calls like Raijin LDCA, Warrior of Light LDCA, or 7 Setzer Freeze Joker. Or you can bring the survival couple duo with either Aerith or Zac. Let's begin first with the gear requirements. Generally, you will need the following. 1. For Quina. You need its C90 crystal passives, weapon enhancements along with all weapon passives, S1, S2, EX and green BT. Both EX and BT is the crucial part for this strategy to work. 2. For Ultimecia, you need to have her maxed X with S2 weapon passive along with max enhancement boards as well for this 2 weapon passives. Unequipped all her other weapon commands except for EX and S2. For calls, you need to set one for Aura Call, which can be obtained from Seifer. So when the battle starts, 1. You need to get Quina use its BT finisher for the busted BT aura. Uses its EX for EX recast up aura. 2. Ultimecia uses Seifer Call. Press Auto Plus. Once Auto Plus is activated, Ultimecia will keep on looping EX, skill, skill, EX, skill, skill repeat until the boss is dead. You can equip a maxed unique Ultima weapon on Ultimecia or even consider blue her HG armor to maximize the damage. The drawback is that this run will take hours to complete considering we are fighting bosses with lots of HP. For the third member, you can bring follow-up attackers like Dark Knight Cecil if you have his BT, X-Death if you have his BT, the Dragoons Kane and Freya, 7 with her Bondage Whip, or Leo for his true HP damage aura. Grounded follow-up attackers like Noctis, Yang, Cisnei also works here. Avoid bring Cloud of Darkness, as any break may accidentally cause Cloud of Darkness steal the turn, thus causing the Auto Plus run to failed. For some demonstration on how this work, I have linked 2 videos showcasing the runs if you are interested on how the combo works. With this, I have come to the end of my boss guide presentation. Hopefully you find it useful. If you like the video, please give a like. Please subscribe to my channel for future gaming content. Good luck for the fight in the coming days. Bye.